if Milan had fought for Champions League football until 2-3 weeks ago, it would have been easier to accept.
Hello everybody and welcome to another FIF TV video. You must be getting sick of us by now. It's me Dov, he's Vieri.
Hello.
And this time we're going to talk about AC Milan.
Season review.
But
before...
Oh yeah, it's the shop. Go to the shop in the description below. For Milan fans, there's Paolo Maldini.
Yeah, someone who you'd love at right back instead of Ricardo Rodriguez right now.
Left back.
Right.
or right back as well.
I mean, you'd like Maldini anyway.
Anywhere, yeah.
I meant to say left back. Well, this is to bring us to the introduction to their season review, which is essentially they failed.
Yeah.
And everything that they were expected
their
to
objectives were, well, the minimum objective was Champions League. Obviously, with the amount of money they spent the summer, people expected Scudetto challenge. That never happened, and it was quite obvious, very quickly that wasn't going to happen. And then the Champions League,
as quickly,
they were never there.
I think the two problems is they expected to challenge for the Scudetto for a bit and then be happy with the third spot, something like that, which would have been realistic, and nobody expected a failure to come so soon either. Like, you know, anyone can be. If Milan had fought for Champions League football until 2-3 weeks ago, it would have been easier to accept.
But they were never really in it.
They were never in it at all, and they sacked their coach, in which they had invested a lot of time and money beforehand. Montella, they brought up a new coach, which turned out to be decent in terms of results, at least. The Gattuso, with very little experience at that level, though. So that was a gamble.
Yeah, I think it was, but I think it was a gamble that was the right gamble to make, just given that the players openly criticised Montella after he left, which you generally don't hear very often unless there's a real problem there. And I think like Kessie, did it. I think Cutrone did it.
Even Schiavone said that, you know,
like the training was rubbish. Like it was boring and easy. Switch. So Gattuso came in and he got his grinta.
He got the team going, and in the end you get Europa League football basically replicating last season, despite the revolution there was in the summer. Who were the key players?
Well, I think Bonucci, a leader.
I think Bonucci also, because he was so important even in when Milan didn't do so well. He was the first one to be criticised. He was playing badly, and the team were kind of feeling the fact that, oh my God, he's the big signing, he's the one who knows how to deal with pressure, he's got the winning mentality from Juventus, he's the captain, and he's playing badly. It's almost like justifying everyone else.
But then I think it got a lot better after Gattuso came in, because for whatever reason he managed to get him working in a back four. I've never really liked him in a back four, but he managed to get him working. Whereas before,
it's not like he didn't have any experience in a back four. He played for Italy.
I know he did. I know that, but I always thought he was he is much more comfortable in a back three.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But then in the back three under Montella, it never worked.
Yeah.
He was trying to shoehorn Romagnoli, Musacchio, and Bonucci into a back three. It didn't work. Took him into that back four with Romagnoli and Bonucci, and it worked, which has really surprised me. And then obviously the partner, the Romagnoli, fantastic, had a great season.
He was one of the ones that benefited the most from Bonucci growing as leader and helping him out as a defender with his experience, I think.
Yeah.
Romagnoli is now, key also for the national team. I think that is to come. Someone who could become key is Cutrone. I mean, for Italy, he's already important for Milan.
Top scorer, and I think it's
10 goals in Serie A this season.
And I think he's
double digits.
It's the first player since maybe Inzaghi or something like that to get double digits in his first season in the profession.
Absolutely, and also I think what's really important for the club is that when you have two strikers that you've paid, one 40 million, the other 35, and they both have a very bad season. That's Kalinic and Andre Silva. Imagine if Cutrone hadn't stepped up. It would have been very difficult for Milan to even get where they got to, so which is the Coppa Italia final and the 6th spot in the table.
I don't know if did you know he was a Juve fan?
Cutrone?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because I think I'm digressing a little bit, but I thought it was quite interesting because people had dug through his social media, and there's a few posts of when he must have been like 14 or like 8 years ago, talking about like Juve and how people are jealous that Juve win all the time and stuff like that. So standard, but obviously now
social media
exactly, like that's the kids these days. You can dig through your social media, so be careful. But I think as well, like that's by the by. When he scores, he's like Inzaghi. He loves it.
He loves it. He loves it. Yeah. He loves the club. Loves the fans.
And the fans
it's
love him.
reciprocal.
Yep.
So that's very important. Gattuso loves that spirit as well. So I think Cutrone could be an added value for years to come. And in the second part of the season, 2 players I think gave that extra kick going forward. The quality, that's Çalhanoğlu and Bonaventura under Gattuso.
Yeah, I think so.
They really,
Bonaventura in particular, under Gattuso, he's got that mentality Gattuso likes. He runs around. The quality can be there at times as well, but I think he was involved in something like 8 of Milan's 10 goals in the first few games under Gattuso. He just kind of came into his own there.
We've been mentioning him a lot, and now the coach analysis is the next. That's Gattuso and Montella.
Montella and Gattuso. Montella was crap.
Yeah, Montella was terrible. Not that he did any better afterwards or before. To be honest.
The thing that I never got about Montella, right, is obviously I think I've been to watch more or less all the Milan games this season. The ones I've not been at, you've been at, and you had no idea what he was doing. He'd have you'd get your formation, your team sheet, you think that's a back 3, 5 midfield, 2 easy peasy, and you look at them on the pitch and you're just like, that makes no sense. It's a back 3 which is shifted into a back 4 and then it's going back, and these players they were just all over the shop.
He was the same at Fiorentina. He likes this idea of tactical fluidity, which I think is respectable, but
it's a good idea, but you need to pull it off.
It needs to work. Like Guardiola does that. But
he gets it to
I
work.
think when you don't have the quality players Guardiola has, it's just easier to give them that security that Gattuso brought in.
Yeah, Gattuso.
We can shift to him. 4-3-3,
and that's it.
That's it. That's what I want to start off with. Then we'll try out a couple of players in the various positions, and we'll pick the best 11, and then they'll be playing. I think Gattuso literally told himself and his staff and the players, look, this is my starting 11. I want to see these guys on for 10, 15 games. Doesn't really matter how well you perform, but you have your mind totally free.
And you've got to run.
And
you've got to run. If you don't run, then you're out of the team, like we did with Kalinic. When Kalinic couldn't be
but in training, he also, put the physical aspect in front of everything else, Gattuso.
Yeah.
Gave them a really tough time initially, and then they had some results, it paid off, and then of course they were a bit tired towards the end of the season, but they managed to get that 6th spot.
And I think as much as people kind of malign Gattuso tactically, and I don't think he is the best tactically, I think that what he adds in terms of spirit and mentality can get teams like Milan forward.
At this stage, this level of Milan, absolutely.
Yeah, and like the Kalinic thing you mentioned there, where he didn't turn up, he just couldn't be arsed in training, and he just said, right, you're not in the squad, bugger off. And basically that sent a message to everybody else in that team. It's like, you can be here, but if you don't perform in training, you're not going to play. And Gattuso's got the strength of character to do that, and obviously it's like Zidane at Real Madrid when he comes up against Ronaldo, and like you get Ronaldo's got, say, I don't know, Mourinho, and he's like, well, who are you, Mourinho? I'm Ronaldo, I've done everything.
Yeah, that's what.
And Gattuso's
Benitez.
like, and you maybe have Suso or Çalhanoğlu or whoever saying, wow, Montella, what have you ever done? I'm Suso, I'm fantastic. And Gattuso comes in, World Cup, Champions League, Scudetto, what have you done?
Yeah,
and he's got that forcefulness to be able to
and the fans are all behind him.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously Milan had so many ups and downs that there's so many key moments we can talk about. You go from the defeat to Lazio and Sampdoria early on under Montella, obviously that last minute Brignoli goal, which is for me the best moment of the whole entire footballing existence of mankind, which is so great. It definitely was one of the top 5 moments for the Serie A season. So the draw at Benevento, and even the home loss to Benevento later.
Yeah.
But then also, it was tough.
In terms of victories, though, what about victories then? Beat Lazio,
beat Lazio. Also in the Coppa Italia, they did well. They beat Lazio and Inter. Even the defeat to Juve, I think, was a defining moment. They lost against Juventus, but Çalhanoğlu hit the bar. They put in a great performance. They almost got a victory at the Allianz Stadium.
And that kind of showed them that they could compete with the best.
Yes, that if they gave 100%, they're almost at that level under Gattuso.
Exactly. Obviously, looking to the future of Milan, this season's been an abject failure and kind of
overall
objectives. So now it's going to be basically going to see what's happening in the summer. Obviously, they've got the thing with UEFA in terms of financial fair play.
If there are any limitations, that's going to be a big one. And then transfer window. Obviously, Gattuso's staying.
He says they need 3 or 4 players. Donnarumma's probably going to leave. They've set the price about 50 to 70 million.
Yeah, we'll see.
Reina's coming in.
Gattuso said he wants better squad, a more experienced squad. He wants more experienced players to come in. Not necessarily older, but someone who's got like international experience. They really need a striker.
Very badly. Which means that Andre Silva probably will leave.
Yeah, one of them.
And if they can get a buyer for Carnage, I think he'll be gone as well. I think they'll have a brand new strike force. Bacca is obviously coming back up from...
For now,
yeah. So Gattuso might like him.
Champions League has to be the aim. And that's it, really.
Yeah. They need to get in the Champions League. I think if they have another season outside the Champions League,
it'll be tough.
Then it's going to be tough for them. And this project that they've got going, you're going to see crumbles and cracks very soon. But yeah, I think Milan they've started this new project, spent loads of money. I think they've got a good core there, good young players, experienced defender in Bonucci.
They need to turn that into results on the pitch and in the table.
Exactly. So there you go. Right. So that's us done. AC Milan. Remember, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the links are in the description. The shop, like I mentioned at the start, please do that. And obviously Forza@timefootball.com for all the wonderful, brilliant transfer news over the summer. So until the next video, Vieri, there's nothing left for me to say apart from arrivederci.